work on knife skills. I want to show you what knife to use for what job. If you use the proper knife for the proper job, you'll have a good cut. I use boning knife, I have a French knife, and always make sure you have a steel because you want to keep your knives sharp. When you're finished using your knives for the day and your steel, you should take good care of them. Don't put them in the dishwasher. Don't leave them in a sink where someone could put their hand in and injure themselves. What I always do is when I'm finished for the day, I just take my knives and I clean them up. A little soap, a little rag, but take care of your knives. A good knife set should last you a lifetime. We're going to show you a proper way to set up a cutting board. We have a regular wooden cutting board here, and to keep it from sliding around, we have a damp towel which we'll lay underneath it. This stops the board from moving anywhere whatsoever, so as you're using your knives, you won't have a problem with the board. Never cut on a rough surface or a hard surface, such as a kitchen countertop or a pan, a cookie tray or something like that. That will chip your knife and it'll make it go dull as fast as you can believe. I like to use the wooden cutting board because the wood gives a little bit and the knife doesn't dull as fast. But put them away, take good care of them, and they'll last you a lifetime. One thing you want to be careful with when you cut is not being careful, but take your time. Don't be in a hurry because if you go fast, if you're in a hurry, things can happen. When I say bad things are a cut. And the last thing you want to do is cut yourself, especially if you're having a nice home party and you want to look attractive afterwards and you have a big bandage on your hand or a couple of stitches like that. Now the type of knives that the knife that I've been using so far today, this is called a French knife. And they come in different sizes, 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inch, 12 inch. You get the one you feel you're most comfortable with. Most cutlery stores will let you play with the knife to see like I said, you want to have a good feel for your knife. And always take your time, like I said. With a carrot, just like if you try and go too much in a hurry, it rolls, your hand moves or something. You don't want to get into that situation. Point of the knife down and always on a chopping cut, bringing the heel back down. And like I said, you can control the thickness you want of it, but it's very important that you feel confident and take your time with it. Cutting a mushroom is an easy thing to do. Let's cut that one out because I don't have mushrooms, I'm sorry. Starting with the dull knife on the tomato as we did earlier in the day, that should help you. A tomato is soft so it cuts through easy. It's not going to put a force back against you. So if you want to take a couple of those middle slices of tomato, see, nice and sharp, and just pick the size you want and just take your time. I always turn my vegetables so I don't turn my board, but just take your time and get to know your knife. Your knife will be your friend. If you scrape it up like this, never do it with the sharp edge towards you. It's not a good thing to do. I'm going to put this in a stock pot and go back there. The other knife I have with me here, this is a boning knife, and I sharpen it the same way. What you want to do is you want to hold it. The knives have a bevel on each side. That's where it's been taken to the stone and been sharpened. So that's what you're going off. And you want to keep it almost as flat as you can, a little bit of an angle to it, maybe about 80% to 90% straight with just that cut of an angle. And just swipe your arm down. It's kind of difficult at first. I remember when I first started doing this, I thought I was going to have the dullest knives of the world until I learned to hold it. The steel also has a guard. Make sure your steel has a guard. Sometimes it's 2 prongs coming out. I like this because it covers all the way around. And the reason why is because if you take it down and your guard's not there and it slips, you can come down and get yourself. And as you're sharpening a knife, it's going to do a lot of not nice things to you. So this boning knife is used primarily, I use it on chicken, like the chicken so we started earlier. You can fillet fish with this, but it's mostly used for proteins and that. You can cut into meats, into different steaks, trimming fats off of different product. The reason you don't want to trim fats and things with the chef knife is because it's too big and you can't control it. As protein, meat, and other chicken and that, as it curves, the knife is so big it won't really curve with it. So if you were to clean fat off a big inside round of beef, you might be taking off a couple of dollars worth of meat that you would normally be enjoying. So that's why you would use a smaller knife on it. And this is just a regular potato parer that I have here. You can have the old-fashioned ones. They were called knee action. They started making those in the 50s, and they were never to be sold again because they were sharp forever, and the company had a hard time, so they've started making them so they would dull again. Now, if you buy nice ones, they stay sharp all the time. Well, thanks a lot. I had a lot of fun with you today. I hope you all learned something, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one.